So, as per the subtle demand of the students who have just given their board exams, I'm making this video, and this is actually the starting of chapter number 1, sets of class 11th maths. Usually, it is considered as the most difficult chapter of all, and I don't know why it is the case, but I do know one thing, that it is actually a cup of tea, and you will soon know why if you keep watching the videos and press the subscribe button. Now, as we are starting with it, we should know about the meanings of some of the symbols that relate with sets. Starting with the first one, I have capital N, which represents the natural numbers. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on up to infinity. Then I have R, capital R, which represents real numbers. Real number is the set of all the numbers including the integers, and for integers I have capital Z to represent it. And real numbers also have fractions and all other rational and irrational numbers. For rational numbers I have capital Q to represent. If anyone is forgetting about the rational number, I should tell you that they are the numbers which can be represented in the form of P upon Q, where Q is not equals to 0 and P and Q are co-prime numbers. Now this symbol of colon is to represent such that, so wherever it comes, mark it. The next one is epsilon, and it represents here belongs to. The name of the symbol is epsilon. The next symbol is of subset. You will soon know what is a subset and a set, both of these. The next is the opposite of E, the mirror image of E, which represents there exist. And the last one for here is the arrow, which represents it implies. More of the symbols would be coming, but these are there for now. They also have some subparts. First one is starting with the real numbers. They have two parts. R positive, which represents positive real numbers. Then we have R negative, which represents negative real numbers. For writing numbers, I am using a short form NO dot. Now, same is for the integers. There are two subdivisions. First one Z positive, which represents positive integers. And the second one, obviously, it is Z negative, which represents negative integers. You may write all of these down, as they will be helpful to you in the coming and obviously in this chapter. Now, as you have learned the subdivisions of the real numbers and integers, similarly we have the subdivisions of rational numbers as well. The very first one being Q positive, which is there to represent the positive rational numbers. For example, 1 upon 5 and 2 upon 3 or 6 upon 7. The next one is Q negative, which is there to represent the negative rational numbers. For example, minus 1 upon 3 and minus 6 upon 7. The last symbol is to represent for all, which is made by making a huge V which is sliced horizontally. You may write all these symbols. Now we have to understand that what actually is a set, and for that you need to know that there are two forms of writing sets. Yes, two forms of writing sets. So let us know what set is actually there. And for that I am taking one example. I am let A equals to, I am using curly bracket because most of the time it is used to represent the set, and in the curly bracket I am writing some numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have written 5 of them. So I can say that A is a set which represents all of the multiples of 2 having their values lesser than 10. So a set represents a certain numbers or alphabets containing a value or discussing an information. When I write A equals to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I am writing the roster form of a set, and this is the first form of writing a set. However, I can also write it as X is such that, see, I am using the colon mark which I have discussed previously in this video, and that represents such that X is multiple of 2 where X is lesser than or equal to 10, bracket close. Now this is yet another form of writing a set, and it is known as the builder form of a set, and thereby I am writing it that it is set builder form. Now let us take another example to make this discussion further more clear to all of you, and this time I am taking some alphabets. I am writing A is equals to curly bracket open A, E, I, O, U, curly bracket close. This is the roster form of writing the set. A set has some of the alphabets, and obviously you know that all of these are vowels. I can also write them as X is such that X is a vowel of English alphabets. X is such that X is a vowel of English alphabets. This is the builder form of writing a set. Now, apart from all of this, what you have learned in today's video, you are having homework from your NCERT textbook. You may attempt now exercise 1.1, and if you have any problem, you can further ask me. Thanks in the comment section.